is share chart 247 here. The dollar card is the one we are looking at this morning. Overnight we took the Aussie buy and we closed it this morning. That was just the correction. We took advantage of that there. So, but the main trade, because of our analysis for this week, is the buying of the US dollar card and selling the Aussie and the other pairs that we mentioned in the analysis. So this is a buy. Okay, you see this is discounting, and that's the buy. Price came above this structure. This is 5 minutes chart, by the way. Price came above this structure with the completed ABC pattern. This is the so we saw the correction, and that's the buy. We started buying anyway from this failure, but that's your technical buy. And when you buy here, as it is right now, you probably still need to put your stop loss below the O levels. That's the low of the day, 130, 170 area. Okay, and that should be a the starting point for price to actually can see this. This is the attempt that we want to see as a complete trend changing pattern. And you can see where price stopped, 50%. So target for the day, if it continues and it breaks the zero level, this is the first target, this is the second target. This is where we want to see, we want an information basically here. If price gets here and stopped and start consolidating, then we will take our profit, because that might be a strong reversal coming in. But if it gets here and break it with momentum, that would mean 110 level will be achieved before we see a correction. Okay, so that's the way we use the Fibonacci to monitor price, because price is number, and Fibonacci is one of the great tools that I have seen if you know how to use it, because we have some different numbers here, but still your number can still work, but they give us they confirm what we are looking at, and also we can interpret when price, how price behave around them. So that gives us another or extra layer of, I won't say protection, but extra layer of clarity in terms of the decision that we're making. So that's the dollar card. Let's quickly see if we can do more of these pairs that we have before. So Aussie dollar is ready to go down, and that there this morning, I think I took about 40 pips out of that move before I closed it. So that we took it actually from the low. So on that's the one. So that's 40. I think the range there from that low is about 43 pips. Close day as soon as price breaks that high, because we knew this high represents a structure, and if it failed, it didn't even close above it. It failed it, and this is the result. Okay, you might see correction before they continue, or they might continue to push it up. I'm not ready to sell the Aussie right now anyway. Uh, the other one is the pound dollar. You see that we spoke about this one yesterday as well. Interesting. New Zealand is behaving the way we expected. You can see this. This is the lower high that made a lower low, and this is the higher low that we were expecting to go and take the high. Instead of making a higher high, it made a lower high, and that lower high came below this higher low and made a lower low. What I've just said there is what is called trend changing pattern. Okay, and all we need now is for price to break back below this structural point or this momentum high here on this 1 hour chart. If it comes back below it, that's your confirmation that it will break here. And once price breaks this 1 day close, that's your next level, this here. Okay, we don't have indicator on this, we use indicator just to confirm what we're doing, but price should actually be the main determinant of what the decision we're going to make. Dollar Swiss, as we can see, this one is nice as well as the hourly chart. And I did the analysis on this yesterday, and see that nothing, this, some people might see this as consolidation, but this is actually telling us that I'm up already. And if you take the opposite side of buy in this one, you're probably gonna pay for it, because we know this one, if we're buying this and for this price as the way it's set up, we can buy it right now, but probably, to be honest, your stop loss is here, because if this price as it's set up right now, if it wants to continue, then price should not come below this higher low that is currently forming. So that's just the way we see. There's so many pairs you can take rather than leaving your stop loss to be here or here, because if this is strong enough, okay, it should stay where it is above the 50% and continue to break higher. So that's the dollar Swiss. I think that's about the one that I'm going to do. Let's look at the DXY. I spoke about this yesterday, and as we've seen, price is currently coming from the low of Friday. That is significant. For those that know how daily works, the daily lows and highs act as buying and selling points, especially if you are in a long-term trade. Okay, and as you can see, the low of Friday here is 92.77. The low of today, 92.75. So that means price has actually traded below the low of Friday, and now it's trading back above it, and you're expecting a push up. And if you look, let's just do this. Let's look through this chart. See this here, price went below that day low, and that's the result. It didn't do it here, but see this one, price went above this day high, and that's the result. See this one here, price went below the low of that day, and that's the result. So anyway, it can still continue to the downside. We're not saying it's going to go up, but what we can see is what we're going to trade. And if you have something simple like that, and if you look at your chart, you don't need a system to tell you what I've just explained to you. Just by looking at it, we see an edge there. So I wish you a successful trading day. I'll probably update later or maybe tomorrow. So have a blessed trading day, and